Hello everyone, welcome back to First Snow. It's been a while since I've made one, and honestly, I'm very excited for Twofold, which is I guess it's like a sequel or prequel to this. I don't know what it is, but it's something in this universe, and I'm very excited to play it, so I want to get through this as well, since I haven't finished it yet. Let's get into it. Alright. Okay. The park makes for a people. Haven't done this in a while. The park makes for a peaceful sight as we enter. The three of us slipping between the low wooden barriers as we step through the concrete car park onto the snow-covered grass. A bundled up Eve clings tightly to Eileen and I with both of her little hands, each of us on either side of her. A bag of old bread swings away at Eileen's other side, destined for the local wildlife. I'll feel like a killjoy to say bread isn't good enough for them. With the two of us acting as babysitters thanks to Eileen's parents working, we decided it'd be better to head outside and let her on vegetate on the couch, watching cartoons all day. Tired from the walk, I take a seat on the swings, facing the lake as Eileen mothers around Eve, tugging at the girl's scarf to pull it tight. Eileen hands over the bag of bread for the ducks before ruffling her hair affectionately. I wonder if that's why Eileen does that to me, now that I think of it. With her sister having finished her fussing, Eve turns and starts for shore while Eileen watches her intently. Be careful around the water, Eve.
Okay.
The ducks peacefully floating about the still lake start flapping about excitedly, quickly realizing that the girl waddling towards them comes bearing food. Satisfied that Eve isn't going to top over her rush and flop in, Eileen wanders back towards me and seats herself on the other swing, all the while keeping a keen eye out. Oh, I like that. Looks like nobody else is here at all. It is getting rather cold, but it's more likely people being busy with the holiday sales. I'd think the lake to be frozen over given how still it is, save for birds floating about it. I don't know, that sounds weird. Am I reading this right? Yeah,
She's
sure.
cute.
Yeah.
While Eileen smiles warmly at her sister, I struggle to do the same. I'll soon have to make the call for Rose to pick me up, after all. Leaving behind this lovely town, Eileen, Eve, their parents, I'm not sure when I'll get to see them again. Eve clumsily crumbs the bread into her gloved hand, chucking it out into the lake with varying degrees of success. Half the crumbs end up dropping to the ground at her feet, but she doesn't seem to notice.
Is something up? You've been kind of quiet over the last couple of days. I really don't get how you're such an upbeat person in general, though.
Nor do I get how she's so comfortable being so alone, so apart. The more I'm around her, the more different I feel we are.
I just think it's better to see the best in people.
I have to admit, I wish I could be like that.
Why not try being more friendly in general? Every time I see you, you're closing yourself off to focus on painting or trekking out in the wilderness.
The more I get tied up with people, the harder it is to do what I want to do. You should know that better than most, with Caprice and all.
You shouldn't talk so badly about her all the time.
Okay, but that was pretty
She
fair.
just wants everyone around her to enjoy themselves.
I mean, that's pretty fair, though. Oh, God. Oh, a second fight. Here it is again. I'm a little taken aback at how firm my tone is, but I'm starting to get tired of how she's always so critical. I force myself to keep my eyes on Eileen despite her own surprise. Maybe it's for the best if I clear the air and talk about this directly. Our concentration is broken by Eve giggling loudly in the distance, the birds enthusiastically crowding around in front of her and occasionally flapping away at the water.
Come on, what's this about? I get the feeling something's on your mind.
This is making me anxious, bro.
It feels like we're hanging around each other, but not actually.
I pause for a moment to phrase my thoughts correctly, trying not to let emotions cloud my thinking. Eileen thankfully patiently waits for me.
I guess it feels like I'm along for the ride. It doesn't feel like I'm really there with you.
What, here? We've been spending a lot of time together, and we've had some nice time to ourselves, right?
Is that all this is to you?
As silence reigns, the fact that she even needs to think about this is a bit upsetting. I don't know how relationships are supposed to go, but it feels like we both have very different ideas about it.
What am I supposed to say? Is there something more you want from me? I'm just not as clingy as you are.
Ooh.
Clingy? I just want to be by your side. You would have gone off without me the other day if you felt like you could.
Yeah, but I was being considerate of your feelings. Is that a problem?
It just feels like you'd rather I wasn't there.
I like being with you, you know that. But I've been fine on my own all this time too. I don't need you to be there.
Even though I always want to spend more time with her, she doesn't even care whether or not I'm there.
You have it so together. I've always admired that about you. Maybe you have it too together. Before coming here, I didn't realize how good a life you left behind when you moved away. To drop everything here, including Eve, to pursue art at a community college?
Okay, that's just uncalled for.
From the way you talked about your family, I thought they must be really hard on you. They just want what's best. I mean, the apartment you have seems like it wouldn't be cheap for them to cover, for one.
They both have, like, issues with their arguments.
Because I don't hear that enough from them every time I'm around here. Can we just drop this? I like being around you because you don't bring up that stuff.
Is that all you want from me? A quiet girlfriend who doesn't ask questions and leaves you alone?
Eileen takes to her feet, her mood significantly soaring. While I freeze up, I don't feel like shrinking from her once more.
Am I only
Or
here
once,
to distract you
once.
from your parents?
You're the one who begged to come. I told you that you could come precisely because I didn't think you'd go sticking your nose into my life.
I have a feeling that Eve is gonna be just watching all of this. That's not gonna be good.
But I want to learn more about you. That's what having a relationship is.
That's up to me, not you. This is why you shouldn't have come in the first place.
She points in the general direction of her house.
I'm used to enduring their crap already. I didn't need you here to make things worse. I'm already hearing from them about how my girlfriend has a better life path than I do.
So that's my fault? I think I'm shaking. My eyes are stinging from salt waiting to flood out.
Maybe they have a point. Did you think any of this through beyond just escaping them? Is that all our relationship is, too?
I had my life on track before I even met you. Just because you and Caprice want to come along and try to push me around, it doesn't mean I'm going to derail myself.
Is that how she thinks of it? Didn't she agree to the art club? Didn't she agree to date me? Didn't she say she loves me? Ah, yeah, I was right. Ugh. Hearing the sound of footsteps on the snow, the two of us turn in unison towards Eve, standing a few yards away with an empty bread bag held in her hands.
Is something wrong?
Eileen looks to me for a long while, her face full of frustration. Frustration. I don't think either of us really knows what to say, what we should say next, even without Eve being around. Settling herself with a long breath, Eileen smiles as she turns back to Eve. I don't think I'll ever get used to how she shifts her entire demeanor like that.
Everything's fine. Don't worry. It's about time we headed back home.
But I want to keep feeding the ducks!
That's going to be hard without any more bread. Come on, it's about time we had some food ourselves.
She gives one final glance before taking Eve's hand in her own and walking on ahead. I thought I wasn't someone important to Eileen, but I feel more like I'm just being used to make her herself feel better while she lives for her work. I know I have my faults. I'm not even good enough. I'm not good enough at art to share the hobby with her, and I was barely even able to help cook a simple dinner. I'm trying to get better though, and that's thanks in part to her. The image I had of her is starting to become difficult to see. Who was the Eileen I admired? The beautiful girl in the beautiful apartment with the beautiful paintings. This Eileen is someone so at odds with her family, she decided to only care about herself. As I watch her leave, hand in hand with Eve, she looks ever further away from me. Maybe she's only so far because we aren't walking on the same path. Wow. That was stressful. Alright. The jingle of the old bell above the grocery store door rings out as we step through into the street. There's a slight chill to the air, but that hasn't stopped a good few elderly people from hobbling along the town's streets. Aside from needing to tell Eve she couldn't have this sugary snack, or that as we walked around shopping ended up being a quiet affair. Eileen went through the shelves with her usual military efficiency as she ticked off her mental checklist. Yesterday's argument between us hasn't helped. But that's not the only reason for Eileen's quietness. She might not even realize it herself, but it's small things like that which remind me of her solitary nature. That ability to tune others out so easily isn't something that comes naturally, at least to me. For want of helping at least a little, I took one of the overstuffed bags we ended up with to carry myself out. Thanks for coming and helping carry all this.
Sure.
It's fine. I want to see a bit of the town anyway.
Eileen!
Can we sit down? I'm tired. It's not that far to the car.
Hey.
Won't hurt to rest. No. Oh, dude. This is stressing me the crap out. Oh, God. Won't hurt to rest a bit, would it? There's a bench right up there. Taking Eve's side doesn't win me any favors, but Eileen knows she'd be overruled. Oh, God. It's stressing me out. As Eve jumps back onto the seat without any further prompting needed, Eileen and I carefully set our grocery bags on the ground and join her. Her parents sure chose a nice place to live. More a town than a city. The wooden buildings and stone retaining walls give a distinctly old-fashioned, natural look. Sorry, it's 12:30. I'm tired. Even the Christmas decorations are understated, amounting to the occasional sign behind a shop window. A person walks to and fro as we sit back, paying us little heed as they slowly go about their day. It should be the easiest occasion possible to make idle chatter with Eileen. As time lingers on, though, the silence between us does also. Jeez. Eve doesn't notice, of course. Her little legs swing up and down as she lazily watches the odd cart go past. As she suddenly brightens up and points ahead, Eileen and I follow her gaze. Oh no, the ice cream. Inside the small ice cream parlor over the road, an old man in a pinstripe uniform turns the sign before the glass door from closed to open.
No.
Don't even think about it. Come on, I've been good. I've been good is your argument? That's funny. You know what Mom said, you can't just have ice cream whenever you want. Besides, why would you even want ice cream when it's already cold? I swear, Allison, if you say something like we should let her get ice cream, that would be stupid, okay? Eileen's answer doesn't satisfy the young girl. After a moment's consideration, I take to my feet and start heading over. Of course you do! Ah! Dude, you're not helping.
Allison.
I was just feeling like getting some ice cream for myself. Might as well get her one while I'm already there, right? Strawberry. Dude, this is stressing me out too much.
Sure thing.
2 strawberry ice creams coming right up. Jeez. With our sweets quickly devoured, we finish off the last of our cones. They sure serve them large here, but Eve managed to finish off hers even quicker than I did. Maybe eating ice cream is one of those skills kids are just better at. Without needing to be asked, Eileen pulls a tissue from the box in order to from a box in the bag and Curly wipes Eve's mouth. I get the feeling she'd enjoy being a mother, given how she fusses about her little sister. Oof, that stare. As Eileen looks to me, I notice that I'm smiling at her. My face collapses as she opens her mouth to speak, but visibly thinks better of it. As much as I want to make amends, I don't want to apologize if I'm not wrong. I mean, okay, I'm not even gonna get into it. With neither of us willing to back down, nor wanting to fight with each other again, yesterday's argument looms over us as the elephant in the room. Focusing my attention on a less stressful topic. She feels it too. Good, I'm not the only one. My gaze falls to Eve, the two of us sharing a brief smile.
I guess it isn't long now, huh?
Eve and I just look to each other, but it becomes quickly apparent that topics reminded Eileen of something I'd been avoiding.
You're being extra nice because you're going back, aren't you?
Oh. As Eve looks to and fro between Eileen and I try my best to hide my disappointment in being found out. I was trying to think of a better way to break it before Eileen handled it so bluntly. They couldn't last forever, but I wanted to keep enjoying these carefree days just a little while longer. Maybe it was selfish of me to not make myself clearer, but...
Wait, you're going?
Oh, God. Dude. Okay. This
Well,
story is well
I
made.
do have my own family I want to spend time with.
Despite my best efforts to try and deliver the news as gently as possible, her bottom lip starts to quiver. Both of us panic a little as it becomes clear Eve's about to crack. Quick, become pen pals.
Eve?
Oh god. Her composure collapses as she reaches over, her face weeping as she stuffs it into my stomach and grabs at my skirt.
I don't want you to go, Allison! Stay here! I want you to stay!
Okay. This has gone about as awfully as it could have gone. Glaring at Eileen in frustration, I seem to have made my feelings clear to her as she turns rather sheepish. As Eve cries into my stomach, I stroke her shuddering head reassuringly, speaking as calmly as I can.
Come on now. Do you want me to remember you crying? Or with a big smile?
Dang, she's good with kids. Bro, I cannot talk to children. That pisses me off to no end. My gentle suggestion seems to work as Eve pulls back and sniffs hard. Her little cheeks still stained red. She doesn't manage to smile, but I'll take what I can.
There we go. That's more like the Eve I know. It's been so much fun playing with you. So, I wanted to thank you with a little something for being such a good girl.
Oh, you're gonna come back, right?
Ooh, that's a hard question. Yeah, totally.
Don't worry. I'll come back. Maybe you could even come to Utah and see my home for yourself.
As she clumsily wipes her eyes, I give a big smile.
Really?
Eileen just scratches the back of her head, trying not to make things worse. We might have our disagreements, but I think we can at least hold things together for Eve's sake.
I guess we can try to work something out.
Eve looks from Eileen back to me, taking my hand in both of hers with as much strength as her little hands can muster.
Promise me! We're gonna play again, right?
Why is her voice so much louder than the other two? Ah, dude. I gotta turn my headphones down a little bit. I just smile as I bring my free hand over to both of hers.
I promise.
At that, she gives that toothy grin that I like to see. She really is a charming little girl.
I guess that settles things then. Now come on, you two. Let's get all this back to the car.
A quiet yawn fills the room. Don't say yawn! Dude. A quiet yawn fills the living room, as I tiredly wander through, the others in the house being quiet as mice. Oh, I love this song. Such a great song. I really should have just gone to bed early, like the others, in hindsight. Restless from the thought of the trip back, I ended up sitting around and watching television long after Eileen left for bed. I do that. Whenever I just really don't want to do something tomorrow, I end up just staying up till like 5. It always makes it 10 times worse. Try as I might to find her to say goodnight before going to sleep, though, she's nowhere to be seen. Running through the possibilities, I wander up to Eve's room, opening the door as gently as I possibly can. The sight inside makes me feel warm just by looking at them. Eileen sleeps on her side, wrapped around the slumbering Eve, curled up in a ball on top of her bed. Even Eve must have wanted one last cuddle before tucking in for the night. Crap. I just smile as I silently look over them, slumbering peacefully together. Even as I look at them, I wonder if I belong in their world. We briefly pushed it from our minds. We have briefly pushed it from our minds, but I think both of us know that the closer we've become, the further apart we've felt. With Eileen's peaceful sleeping face lingering in my mind, I gently close the bedroom door and head slowly back down the stairs. It's going to be hard saying goodbye to Eve. It's been nice to have a little sister, and I think she's enjoying 2 older sisters, doting over her just as much. And there's Eileen. What, nothing to say about her? As I try to settle myself before going to bed, I idly notice my phone left on the couch. Taking it in a hand with me, I pause. Eileen's left hers on the table, some distance away, the moonlight glinting off its screen. Oh, some noise outside. My heart stings as I turn it on my own and unlock the display. Only the aggressive quiet is here to keep me company as I look down. A heavy weight weighing on me as I ponder. Eileen always did enjoy playing with her new phone. In time, she'll hear what I was too cowardly to say. Thinking of the girl I admired so much, I make the call. Oh, she's leaving her message. Okay. It didn't go answered. No wonder. She never changed the default voicemail message, as the uncharacteristically cheerful tone asks me to leave a message. My voice is barely a whisper for fear of waking them.
When I said that we had a family with our little art club at college, I really did mean it. It might not be much, but it's ours. You were an important part of that.
I pause for a moment, my heart stinging as I think of her. Even if it hurts, I know it needs to be said.
Maybe it was naive of me to think that way. Maybe I've been having the wrong idea all this time. I think
My throat tightens. I wipe my eyes on my sleeve.
I must have looked pretty stupid. I was so excited to be in love and to have a girlfriend that I pushed and pushed to get into your space. But you didn't let me. You didn't want me to. And even now, I can't even muster the courage to tell you this when you're awake. I don't know where things will go from here. I want you to be happy. But I don't know if I can be the person who does that for you.
Bro! In the end, the anger and frustration I felt at everything is nowhere to be found. There's just an emptiness. I can at least yell and vent to let go of the former, but nothing can fill that hollow feeling.
Good night, Eileen.
With that, I end the call. Okay, bro. Silence returns to the room once more. That's the end of the chapter. Okay. My opinion, the chapter overall was good. I liked it. Okay, I liked it. Overall, I liked the episode. I really did not think I would find myself liking Eve that much. Really, there's not much I can say except the whole argument, because that was the whole thing. They both had holes in their reasonings. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.